What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video, and today's gonna be the second video of the series, going from $100 to $1,000 with price picks. Today we're gonna go ahead and review this past week's picks. So every pick that I have made for the entire week, I will be sharing with you, so we can kind of go over it a little bit. And I'll at the end of the video, and I'll put a timestamp on the screen. So if you want to go ahead and just skip this, you can. But I would suggest, if you're trying to get some understanding of how I'm making these picks, to stay to watch the entire video thoroughly. It's probably going to be about, I would say, anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes, because it will take some time for me to explain some of these picks. So you can kind of understand where the picks are coming from, like I stated earlier. But if you just want the picks, go ahead and time skip into this particular time frame so you can go ahead and see the picks for today. So let's start off with the first day. I literally started my account, not my account, but the process and the journey on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we started with a balance of $70. And I also share some guidelines of where and what to do, and the things that I would be following for this entire process. These are rules for myself, for me to be able to stay focused and not forget what the purpose is, which is making the $1,000 by the end of the NBA regular season. And with anything, rules are there for as a guideline. They're not gonna be just scripture where you have to follow every single rule every single time. If I do feel that I have a sound bet, I might break or bend those rules a little bit. So just understand that these rules are just for you to have a guide and maybe create some rules for yourself, right? So let's start off with day one. So day one, which was the picks that I picked on for the first video, I had 2 wins and 3 losses. And those 3 losses came pretty unexpectedly, to be honest. And for the first parlay, which I thought I was going to get right, I ended up getting it wrong, but it wasn't one of my bigger ones. I only put $2.20. The payout was about double, $4.95. I lost that one. Fourth pick, we put in 280. We won it at 10:08, and that was a 4-pick power play. So you're gonna have to follow me on this, because I've gotten a little bit better, based on judgment, based on data, on 4-pick power plays, and I will share. And it seems like the data is there to kind of confirm that I have gotten a little bit better and improved my picks with the 4-pick power play, because I'm very conservative compared to a riskier bet that is kind of based on emotion. So for the first day, we went ahead and put in $23, and we only made out $23.08. And keep in mind, guys, $23.08, you at least, one of my main goals here is not to lose money on a daily basis. So even though we didn't win much, we did win 8 cents. And this is the main thing for me. And it was the main thing for me. And I kind of understood this, that at the beginning, I understood that I probably was going to suck, and I still suck. But you have to understand that when you're starting something, you're not going to be good at it, and you have to be okay with the process of learning. So to me, the first day, not losing and at least getting my money back and a little bit more was kind of a move in the right direction. So as you know, the goal is to at least make $6.03. So I was definitely short for that day. So it did give me a goal for the next day beyond just making the $6.03. So we had to make up for what we missed the day before. So on day 2, we started our account with $70.08. The goal was to make $11.98. So as you can see, we had 4 parlays, and we ended up winning all of them. We ended up winning. We went 4 for 4, and at this point, I actually have written down on a Microsoft Docs the process. So I'm writing down everything that I've made because after day one, I was like, let me track the process to try to be as honest as possible with this so people can actually see how detailed it gets. You don't have to get to a point where you're spending so much time in it because it's only a couple of parlays a day. And if you're doing a lot of them, it's going to be hard for you to do this. But remember, our max is 5 parlays a day. So it's not as hard to keep track of it on docs. So I ended up doing 4 different parlays in which our payouts, everything ended up being positive. So we ended up putting in $20.08. We ended up cashing out $44.54, which gave us profit at that point. So at this point, I also made it gamify the entire process. So I went ahead and tracked the wins and the losses. And this is something that I would tell you yourself to do it as well. If you're into fantasy and you play fantasy for years, that's something that whatever platform, at least Yahoo, does pretty good. So they track the entire wins and losses since the start of the account. So for me, I'm doing the same thing for this. So at this point, with these 4 wins, it puts me at a positive win column, 6 wins, 3 losses. Which is honestly, we're in the right direction. So at that point, after day 2, we had $94.54. And then it goes back to day 3 where I can just focus on making $6.03 again for the day. So this is something you have to always keep in mind. So if you're trying to 10x your account, whatever balance you're trying to get to, I would tell you, for one, gamify it. 2, stay focused on a daily basis on the goal that you're trying to attain. Because the moment I feel like that you don't know what the hell you're doing and you're just going without that goal, you're gonna just forget about it and just do whatever the hell you want. So day 3, we only had 3 parlays, and at that point, we only had two. We had 1 win and 2 losses. So for day 3, and let me see, where did I go wrong with this? Bonchero. So I had a 4-pick power play with Bonchero where I lost it by 0.5. So to me, even though it is a loss and a factual loss, I'm close. So it wasn't a guess. It wasn't something that I was just blindly just choosing just because I believe. No, I did the research and I went ahead and take the look at the entire process, and I had a good chance, man. I mean, Bonchero just by 0.5, sometimes it happens, and you have to be okay with that. The one that I definitely lost just because I misread the game and I thought that it was going to be a good pick was the Tua picks on the second parlay, where I thought that he was going to pass under 32.5, and he ended up passing a lot because they were behind the entire game. And then Tua passing for a TD. I mean, I believe that a lot of people got burned there because he had passed, I think, 4 touchdowns the week before. And on paper, Baltimore's defense is not the best defense. So you would think that he will at least throw for a touchdown, and he didn't. They just were trash that game, that Thursday night game. So other than that, I think that everything else I got right. And the 3-pick power play, I stayed to just goblins. And I think that's one thing that I want you to understand, that you don't have to be risking your money like crazy with these crazy ass predictions. Goblins will also increase your money if you pick the correct goblins, because sometimes these goblins are also, it doesn't make sense for a player to be their goblin be 10.5 when they really never score 10 points. So you have to cash on to that. So Black, for that three pick power play, we had Black from Orlando Magic, which is a scoring first guard. We had AJ Green 4.5. They keep disrespecting AJ Green from the Bucks. He's a shooter, and so to me, I think that anytime you have a shooter, they can easily get at least 6 points, because their shooters usually are 3-point shooters, and they usually tend to at least shoot the ball 2 to 3 times a game. SAR Literally, I thought I was gonna lose this one as well. He got his points for the most part at the end of that fourth quarter, so he ended up getting 14 over 12.5. So at this point, we had lost for day three, $5.54. We put in 14.54. It was in the $20 max, but we didn't win either. We lost $5.54. Day four. So day four kind of did get interesting. I mean, after having two losses, it kind of made me rethink my strategy in a sense, because the purpose here is to have the data, make your picks, have the data, and analyze it. Don't blindly just keep choosing things based on emotion. And this is the main thing. Do not allow your emotions to get in between. If you're a fan of a particular player, do not allow yourself to get caught up with emotions and feeling that this player is going to do this because of that. No, look at the data. Look at their status, if they're injured and things of that nature. Because sometimes even if they're playing injured, their stats are going to kind of suffer. And for example, if a player is going to play that has been injured, it will make the other players suffer. So this is the thing that I learned this time. And I think on day five, well, I'm sorry, on day four, that's what I learned. So on day four, we started the day with $89. And for that day, I had five parlays. We went ahead and invested. I went ahead and invested $26. The reason I invested $26 while the bet is $20 a day, the max, is because the day before I invested $14.54. So I kind of did make up for it the following day, and I went ahead and got a bit riskier with five parlays compared to just the three. And this day, I actually got three out of the five. And also there was a pick flex, which was for Friday Flex, where Friday Flex boost that helped me out to make a better decision with my flex pick. So in that sense, I would have still gotten some money if I wouldn't have won the entire four pick, but I thankfully ended up getting the four of them right. And this is kind of how off I was, which I could have easily gotten. I was off by a little bit. Because I was not aware that Luka was coming back on Friday night, and I had picked Rui Hachimura to have a good game. That completely changed when Luka came back. Luka and Rui Hachimura, to me, Rui Hachimura is a good player, and is a good player that can be of any assistance on any given night. He can pass the ball, he can shoot the ball, he can play defense. He's a 6'8" guard. The difference is when Luka is in the game, Luka is a dominant player. He needs the ball in his hands because he is a great shooter. He is a great passer. He's a great playmaker. He's more athletic than Rui, and that did affect his stats. So the only thing that I got wrong for this, and it kind of did affect all my wins, I ended up winning for the day, and it did make up for my losses the day before. But Rui Hachimura, or the RPA, I put 21 and over. But if I would have known that Luka was going to play, I would have put under. And he only ended up having 13 points. Well, I'm sorry, 13 RPA in total, and then 9 points, which was part of another pick that I made. And that's the only pick that I had gotten wrong. So this is one thing that I've learned, and I'm learning, right? So be patient sometimes if you're not sure about a player, because I kind of did know that there was some speculation that he might have returned that night. If I would have been a bit more patient, I would have known that he would have played, and I wouldn't have made that bet on Rui Hachimura. I would have made the bet under. And then for the points, I wouldn't even have messed with it because I was not sure about that. But yeah, I mean, we got 3 out of 5 at this point. Let me see. So on day 4, at this point, we have 10 wins, 7 losses, which is still positive. We're still over the 500 mark, and we are going now to the beginning of a new month, November 1st, and this was yesterday. So out of November 1st, I had 4 parlays. We got um, and it seems like I got a little bit more comfortable by now of making 4 pick parlays, or 4 pick power plays, and I got 2 of them right and 2 of them wrong. And the 2 of them wrong that I got wrong was because Sar didn't score his points, and it messed me up. But even though that occurred, we put $19.75 in, and we got $25.20 out. I still made about $6, I would say, a little 6.25, which is still over the daily goal. So at this point, you might be thinking, so where you're at with your account? At this point, we're at $111.15. So by day 5, I should only be at $100.15 if I'm following the goal, which is $6.03 a day, for $1,000 by the end of the regular season. So right now I can say that we're winning. So we're good. We're good at this moment. So having said that, I've learned a couple of things, right? Stick to the guidelines that I've made for myself, which I will go ahead and share in the description so you can read that, so you can understand what I'm referring to, or I'll put it on the screen as well. Stay to these guidelines because there are sound guidelines at this moment. And I feel like what I'm doing here is that I'm building my confidence also with my judgment. So that's the most important thing that you can have is the sound judgment of making a pick and not having any emotions. And I keep repeating not having any emotions because we do get emotional when it comes to money. I don't care who you are. I mean, you might have $10,000 and you might not think that it's anything for you, but eventually you lose enough money, you start getting emotional because you're losing your money. And this is the purpose of this, to win more than what we lose. And while we make those wins, be able to grow our account. So at this point, today 111.15. I think and believe that the guidelines that I've said at this point are good. Remember that these are just guidelines, create your own. But if you would have put more money on here, more than $20 a day, more than 26, you definitely have more money than me right now. But 111, from 70 to 111, we're growing the account and we're where we need to be. So for today's pick, I have no idea. I haven't even schemed through the picks for today. I'm gonna try to stay maybe under 4, because I feel like with football there's a lot of different opportunity. But I'll stick to only 4 parlays today, and I'll try to split them even $5 per parlay and try to get that money for today. But yeah, guys, I mean, we're doing good. I hope that if you decide to start gambling or betting, do it smart. Don't just put your money into the fucking casino and lose all of it, because you're not gonna feel happy about it. But understand that you can lose all your money because we're not professional bettors. So let's go ahead and jump into today's picks. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And on the meantime, and also share why I'm choosing certain things. So you can kind of, like I say, this is about sharing my process, sharing the progress, and hopefully I can teach and we can learn as we go with this process of making $1,000, $100 to $1,000 account. Yeah, guys. So I'll see you in a little bit. Let me go ahead and start this process. You can see. So as you can see, let me see. Okay, guys. So as you can see, we currently have $111.15 on this account. So today, I'm gonna focus on the NFL, and I'm gonna mix some of these picks with the NBA, and we'll go from there. I think that we have. Let me see who's playing today. So Giddy is one of those players that I feel that you can easily win or lose with him. But let me go ahead and take a look at what his under is going to be. So if you don't know who Giddy is, he was with OKC. I do feel that he has a more predominant uh, presence with the Bulls. The offense runs through him, and he's a very good overall player. So for him, I mean, last game, he seems like he had a 32-point game. Day before, he had 20. So I do feel that 19 is a sound bet, but I will go ahead and try to see if we can get him and get less and get a better pick for him. So let's see what we got. So Giddy for points. Let's see what we got. So we got 17.5, 14.5. That should be an easy go. So I'm gonna go with him. Another player that I will put my look into his opportunity is Pope. And why Pope? Because Morant is not going to play tonight. And because I think he got suspended for some BS. So this, like I said, guys, you have to be a little bit aware of what's going on. And sometimes if you just go to ESPN or a sports page, they are pretty good with sharing with you exactly what's going on with the league. So I think he got suspended for one game for disrupting the team. So, and I'm referring to Morant. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go with Pope, and 7.5 should be an easy pick. So at this point, we got two players selected, and I could just call it a day right there, right? And put my $20 in there, make $14 in return, and that would be a win for me today. But and I would say this is 75% that it will happen. I'm almost as sure I would put like 80% because I'm pretty sure that this can happen. It's a high probability of occurring based on the circumstances for Pope. On the aspect of Giddy being a big part of the offense, this more than likely will be correct. But no, I'm gonna just go ahead and mix this with another pick, and we'll see what we got. We're at $5. That puts me $3.50. So let me go ahead and try to get somebody else from the NFL. See what we got for the NFL, and let's see what we have available. So Jonathan Taylor, this pick, this is pretty tricky. I know he's been scoring a lot, but I feel like this is going to be something a lot of people are going to lose their money on. Bo Nix, 0.5. I don't know about that either. Why? Because they're playing one of the better defenses in the league. Jackson Dart, 1 touchdown. I would go with that. I do believe that he can throw a touchdown against that depleted defense. But let me see if we got anything better. Let me go for the passing touchdowns because I think I can get something from that. Passing touchdowns, passing, receiving, pass TDs. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's not very promising to be honest. Why? Because the 0.5s that you would think are goblins are not as easy. CJ Stroud may be getting a touchdown. I would say so. Why? Because I'll go with this. I think CJ Stroud will pass for a touchdown. But that only gives me, that doesn't even double my money. So, I mean, that's not worth it because I'm not completely sure. I would say CJ Stroud, I mean, there's a high chance that he can get that 1 touchdown. More so because their Broncos' main cornerback is not going to be playing. Sertan, I think. I don't know the last time. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing it correctly, but he will not play. So I think in that alone um, creates an opportunity for them to score through the air pretty well. So let me go ahead and try to at least put a 2x on this. I would say PRA. PRA is one of my favorite categories because it gives you a higher probability of you winning, to be honest. More so if it's a high usage player that is a big part of their offense. Wembanyama, Giannis, Luka, and sometimes this averages are not the best, but you have to like go through them, and sometimes they're undervalued, to be honest. Somebody like Maxi also, like you can probably win with him. Let's see. This kid right here, Keontae George, he's a pretty if I can get his stuff against Charlotte, let's say maybe a 25.5 PRA, I'll definitely go with him. 24. So yeah, I'm gonna do a 24. So that's about right. Look, so if you take a look, it's the same amount, right? Is for what I would have won with Stroud. But I am more confident that Keontae George will get 24.5 PRA than Stroud one touchdown because they're playing the Charlotte Hornets, and Charlotte Hornets are not that good of a team. So this would be more than likely a high offensive game, in my opinion. And yeah, so I'm gonna go with this one. So this is the first pick. 1.9, so almost a 2x. That gets me, if I win this, 4.50. So it's not what I want. We still got to try to get get that money. So that's 603. But we're getting there already. So I'm gonna submit this lineup. Okay, that's the first one. Okay. So when you're sure or you find a pick that you're comfortable with, I would suggest for you to use that in a way to kind of leverage other lineups. Keep in mind that if you are wrong, you will get more than likely all of those lineups wrong. So keep that in mind. So I tend to do that, and I've kind of developed that new um, way to making lineups. So if there's a pick that I feel very comfortable making, I do put it in different lineups, and I'm okay with that because I do know there's a risk to it. Just like yesterday with Sar, I thought that he would at least get 12 points. He ended up getting 10, so I lost his two lineups, but I did win on the other ones. So if you're not 100% sure, and this is something, well, I mean, you're not going to be 100% sure, but if you're not very confident that that can happen, don't do this. Don't use this style of making lineups. But for me, I would definitely reuse Pope and reuse Giddy, but I'll do it on a 6-pick lineup. And I'm not going to put a lot of money on that. I'll probably just stick to, if I say 4 parlays for today, I'll probably do 5, and that last one is going to be that 6-pick. And I'll add an extra $250 for that. So instead of investing $20, I'll invest $22.50 on it. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and pick the Giddy 14. Yeah, I think this is given. And then Pope. No, I'm gonna just stay with Giddy for right now. And let me go for the NFL. And let me take a look at what they have for pass yards. So pass yards. Oh man, let's see what we have. You see, I feel like Bo Nix getting 206.5 should be an easy over. But I don't honestly don't know how is that going to go for today. I know Houston is going to play pretty well defense, but I just don't think. I think if it's a fast tempo game, he can easily go over 206. Even though that the Texans defense is a really good defense, I think he can get it. But I'm not sure about that. Jackson Dart, 199, 179, 174. Look, I'm gonna go easy, light work, man, right here. And now remember, the point is for you to win. It doesn't matter how you win, but just win. So we're gonna go Jackson Dart, 169.5. I think that's not difficult. That's not unrealistic. And then we'll go for Giddy within NBA. Giddy. And then that will put me at 1.4. That's not bad. And let me do Giddy again for PRA and see what they have him going for. PRA. Number 2. So if you take a look at his PRA, this cat right here has been balling out this year. And I do think that 29.5 is pretty low, but let me see if it's even worth it. Is it worth it? Let's see, take it off. It didn't even do anything to it. Okay. Let me see. Maxey, let's take a look at Maxey. Maxey is another player that is having a great year. So let me see what they got Maxey for on PRA. I think 24.5 points for Maxey should be light work. But I'm thinking that he'll have a more round game because they might just, honestly, be up by a lot against Brooklyn. So that gives me a 1.8. I'm going a little bit, let's see, 5. That gives me another $4. I think that's pretty good. So let's see, you got Giddy, Jackson Dart. Feel pretty confident about this lineup as well. Against Charlotte, 43. I'll go with this one. They'll give you these three picks. Stay with Giddy at Jackson Dart. And let's make that $6. This gives me 480. Now I stay 2.5. I'm trying to submit the damn lineup and it's not allowing me to. Let me see. It's like glitchy for whatever reason. Let me see. But this is definitely gonna be a lineup. So Jason Dart, Josh Giddey, Tyrese Maxey, and all these three goblins. I'm putting 515 on this. Once the freaking system allows me to. Fucking crap. Yeah, I don't like this shit. Let me see. Yeah, I don't like the desktop version of this. It's not the best. 169. And then Maxi. And we're gonna go with a PRA. $5.15. It's not a lot. There you go. Okay, that's two lineups. So $5.15 and $5. So we have about $9 to spare. Yeah, I would say $9 and some change to spare. So let's see, NBA, Brunson 26 points. Let me see what we got for Brunson. I mean, I feel like he can get it, but I feel more comfortable with his PRA. If it's under 40, we can definitely go with that. PRA under 40. I'm up to 29. Let me see if they got lower. No, they don't. So I'll do 29.5 because I do feel that he'll get those points. Let's go with NFL. Let's go with rushing yards, see what they have for rush. Flacco. Bro, they got 0.5 rush yards for Flacco. I mean, I think he's going to be in the negative. He'll probably get sacked tonight. Well, today. Let me see Dowdle, how he's been doing. Yeah. Let me see if they can go. I can go less on this kid. Yeah, 29.5. I think that should be. Even though the Green Bay Packers are one of the better defenses, I think he can get 30 yards. Oh, no. I might take that away. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a bias. And I'm going to go with this because I'm hoping that this happens. Because Cincinnati, for one, does not have the best rush defense. Two, I got this kid on my damn fantasy. So I am going to bet on him because I do feel that he'll do better than this. I'm going to remove Dowdle. And then I'll put a bigger bet on this. So I'll put $6 in this, but I'm going to do a 4-pick on this. So I believe that he'll have a really good game, maybe about 80 yards. But I'm picking it safe, and then I'm going to go with the safe bets. So I'll put Pope, 9 points. Bro, I didn't even know he had 5 points. Okay. 5 points. That's 3. And then I'm go Giddy. That's 2x, 2.2. I'll put 5. Okay. So this is it's gonna be the last lineup, and we'll go ahead and do a 6-pick lineup, and I'm gonna just put $2.50 on it. Well, I said $3. 111. So we should be at 91. So 91 plus, yeah. I have about $5 to spare, but I put $3 just because I feel like it is gonna be a 6-pick, and this is gonna be based on all the picks that I made today. So I would think that I have a good chance of hitting that if these are sound choices, which I believe they are, based on the circumstances, based on the fact that, for example, Pope, I feel like that's an 80% choice. And you saw that, I think that's 2 of the bets. One of them I chose 7.5. I didn't notice that one is 5.5 on one of them, to be honest. 5.5, I mean, I feel he'll get that in the first quarter. So Pope, let's go with, and remember, the reason I do not choose 9.5, which even though I do feel that he can get it, we're trying to guarantee as much as possible that we win these bets. And 5.5, that's, I mean, to me, that's automatic. And that it couldn't get easier than 5.5. I mean, come on, if you can't score 5.5 and you're a starter on the team, on the NBA team, then what the fuck are you doing? So you're not meant to be in the NBA, to be honest. But let me just go 5.5. And then we'll go with NFL. We go with Dart and his yardage of 169. I think he'll get at least 200 yards. That's not the best defense at the moment. It's a good defense, but it's not the best defense. And I think that, I'm not sure, but I would assume they're playing, if they're playing in San Francisco, I'm pretty sure the weather's not the worst. So I'm pretty sure he'll have a good time playing out there, man. And I think he'll win. Let me see, Giddy. $14.5. And remember, the goal is $6.08. I'm sorry, $6.03. And I also have got in, let's see, George. You see, George at 14.5. That should be easy. Yeah. But I'll give him with the PRA. I think he'll be a good PRA player today. More so because I think that they're gonna be it's gonna be a competitive game with Charlotte Hornets, even though Charlotte is not as good. But I think it'll be a good. So that put me at 2x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more. Put $3 entry. And this is what I'm saying. Like, keep in mind, I feel that I've gotten a bit better in trying to look for deals, dark goblins, and that I can actually have a good risk, like a good probability of winning, I'm sorry. So that's one. I'm gonna go ahead and do these 6. So that's putting me at 2.4. And one more. And I'm going to go with the yards for the running back from Chicago. Hoping for this kid to actually have a good ass game today. I think he'll 59.5. Bro, I think you can easily get 70 some yards. Just because Cincinnati is not the best defense. So 3, that would be like 2x my damn pick. 3.4, right? Let me see. Wemby, 10.5 rebounds. I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to have to remove the Bears because Wemby, I didn't even see Wemby's pick. 10.5, it should be a light work pick. But let me see what would I gain. So I'm going to remove him. And I'm at Wemby and see what's the payout, if it's better. So 3x, it'll give me a $9. Let me see. Go back to that running back. I'll get a little bit more for that. Let me see Dow. Because I do feel that Dow can at least get about 40 yards, man. If he doesn't, I'll be tripping. 29. Let me see, 29. Give me about 30 yards, I feel like. But it only gives me 2.8. How about this? .4, 40 yards. Man, I feel honestly he can do this. But I have a high conviction that this the Chicago's running back will get over 59 yards. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 3.4. And that's $3. Come on. Okay, perfect. So that is the lineups for today. If you can, I'm gonna share with you. This is what I was talking about. Up to this point, we have 102 lineups. Keep in mind, this is before I actually tried and started tracking this. So like I stated yesterday, for yesterday's picks, Sar messed me up because he missed by 1.5 points, bro. Like, come on, man. But as you can see, there's no BS. This is what's going on my account. And it is what it is, man. Like, you have to understand that if you're trying to make money, sometimes more so when you're starting off, you cannot be fancy with it. I know you get all carried away when you see people online probably winning big ass bets, but if you're starting off with money, it doesn't matter how much you're starting off with. That's the cool thing about it, that you can literally start betting $1. But if you can teach yourself how to double that $1 to $2, then you can start that small. With time, you'll learn how to do that with bigger amount of money. And that's my goal with this. Understand that you're a person just like anyone else that is doing this for a living, that is making money. So you just have to create systems around what you're doing, so you just don't hand out your money to the fucking casino, which in this case is PrizePicks. So yeah, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. If you did, leave your comments down in the description box. Give me any feedback. I think that we're in the right path, man. At this point, 93 bucks. So we're still in the positive $23 from the $70. If we win today, we'll definitely increase from 111 to wherever amount we win to. And I think that's the goal, right? Into $1,000. We'll have good days, we'll have bad days. The purpose is to keep it going instead, and remember that $6.03 is the daily goal if you're trying to get to $1,000 by the end of the regular season. And I'm not saying that we're gonna make it there like this. Like, we might make it there before there. But I think that for me is the aspect of learning and making my judgment, making it stronger, and convincing myself that I know what the fuck I'm doing, you know? And I think that the more that we can do that, that will kind of go with everything else in life that you're doing. The more conviction you have of your judgment, the more confidence you'll create for yourself, and the more you'll get out there, you know? So that's why I say this is small steps for bigger leaps, and that's all it is, man. I hope to see you on Tuesday. If you like the video, go ahead, comment in the comment section, subscribe, put on your bell notification so you can keep on track with this. See you on the next one, guys. Take care and good luck for today. Peace.